Hi everybody and welcome to my presentation, Improve Post-Production Collaboration with Adobe's Proxy Workflow and Team Projects. My name is Philip Schlicht, I'm Post-Production Supervisor at UFA SERIAL DRAMA. The UFA SERIAL DRAMA is a sub-company of UFA, one of the largest production companies in Germany. And today I would like to show you our post-production workflow and how Adobe helped us to improve them. Before we start, I would like to give you some company facts about the UFA that you will get a better understanding of who we are, what are we doing, and how much content we generate. So, the UFA was founded in 1917, so we are really old-fashioned company, but also state-of-the-art. We have a lot of experiences, and by the way, a really huge archive. The UFA has over 3,500 hours TV content per year, which is really a lot. And especially the UFA SERIAL DRAMA is the leading company for daily and weekly shows and is specialized for long-term and serial productions. So that means our most successful daily show is Gute Zeiten, Schlechte Zeiten is the German title. The English title is Good Times, Bad Times, with over 6,500 episodes since their production start in 1992. So that means in detail, we have to generate 5 final episodes with a length of 30 minutes per week for the TV station. So that's really a lot, and right now we have 4 long-term daily shows, so that means that we generate 20 final episodes every week. And now we'll show you our latest showreel that you will get a better look and feel of what we're actually doing. So please enjoy.
Ich will die 400.000 von eurem Konto haben.
Maren! Maren, was ist denn da los?
Dein Geheimnis ist bei mir sicher. Ich werde niemandem sagen, dass du Craig Snyder bist. Niemandem.
Die Geschichte bin ich mal gespannt.
Ich will die Verantwortung für den größten Fehler meines Lebens übernehmen.
Immer noch genauso drauf wie mit 18. Quatsch. Heute bin ich noch viel schlimmer.
All the shows you just have seen in this showreel is based on our proxy workflow at UFA. That's why I've chosen the title Proxy Revolution 2.0. But why 2.0? And I'm pretty sure most of you will know that a proxy workflow isn't a totally new invention. But what Adobe did is so easy to use, and that's the reason why I am personally such a big fan of this little button. The proxy button. When Adobe implemented this tiny button into their software, it had a huge impact for us at UFA, and it changed the way of production and post-production extremely. And directly after the release of this workflow and this button, we tested a lot and recognized that it has so much potential working with a proxy workflow, and it is so powerful, and it makes UHD, 4K, 6K, whatever K productions at UFA much more affordable because of the fact, or due to the fact, that we are primarily working with proxies. And that's really great. And for that, we recognize that with Adobe's proxy function, we can easily handle high-res files. We can reframe the picture, and we can collaborate with others. But let's dive into these points. Here you can see a really simple overview of our infrastructure when we're speaking or talking about the proxy workflow at UFA. And as you can see, we have separated server systems. One separate server for our high-res files and one separate server for our proxy files. And the reason for that is that we generate a huge amount of data, of high-res data every week. For instance, for our long-term daily show, Good Times, Bad Times, we generate around about 5 till 6 terabytes of footage every week. And like I told you before, we have 4 long-term daily shows. So we have around about 20 till 24 terabytes of high-res material every week. So we decided to host these high-res files on the separate server systems. But on the other side, when we're talking about proxies, we only have 300 to 400 gigabytes of proxy per week per daily show. That's a huge difference. And I want to show you how easy it is to handle the connection between high-res and the proxy files and what we improved for this workflow. So, and I'm pretty sure most of you will already know it. So right here we have 2 high-res files imported into Premiere Pro. We made right-click on it, attack the proxies, select the right path for the proxies, click OK. That's it, very easy. So now we have attacked the proxies to the high-res. As you can see, the proxy button is active, proxy, high-res, proxy, and high-res. Come on, yes. So it's very easy, and Adobe did a great job to do it so easy for us as a customer. But we at UFA, we thought about we have to do this process several times a day. So we wanted to improve this process, and we did it. And before I explain it to you, how we attack our proxies at UFA, first of all, I would show it to you, and then I can explain it to you. And please take a closer look of what is happening right now when I'm pressing the play button. So we want to attack the proxies, and we're done. So that's the process. It's so fast. We have the high-res, we have the proxy, we have the high-res, we have the proxy. And the reason for that, why we are so fast to attacking our proxies, is another big advantage working with Premiere Pro. We are able to use our own extension tools, our own panels. So did we. We created our own panel to attack our proxies much faster. So in the background architecture of our panel, there are the separated server systems defined. So the only thing this panel is doing is to look in each path of each high-res clip, high-res file, and replace the name of the high-res server with the name of the proxy server. That's it. And we have the same subfolder paths on both server systems. So that allows us to attack the proxies much faster than the normal way, like doing it over the Premiere Pro workflow. So another big advantage for us is the reframing. We are able to do a reframing at UFA because, or due to the fact that we still deliver HD to the TV stations in Germany. So we decided working still on a HD timeline. So Premiere Pro is smart enough to recognize, in our cases, we have UHD footage, to automatically downsize the footage down to 50% to see the whole frame, the whole image. But right now, as you can see on the right side, we are able to do our upscaling up to 100% without any quality loss. And that helps us extremely to be much more creative and define or create different kind of angles. So I would like to show you some examples, some testings we did for our daily shows, where we tested a lot of the reframing and some workflows we already implemented into our daily shows. So what we have here, and you always see in the lower right corner the original frame size, we did the digital zooming, digital panning, a little camera shaking on it, so it has a much more naturally type of look. And the same here, we jump into the picture, zooming, a little panning. Or another fact is we only jump inside the picture to get a much better close-up. And we are doing the reframing at UFA for 2 reasons. The first reason is on a really creative way, like I have just shown you in this video. So now we are able to generate different kind of angles, but we only have to shoot the scene only once, relatively wide open. So that allows us to generate much more content, but using the same take or the same scene. And on the other side, and the other reason why we are working with the reframing is, for instance, when we have a really good take or scene, but there's a microphone inside the picture, we are able to zoom it inside the picture without any quality loss and can crop the microphone out of the picture. So right now we can use much more scenes or takes than before. Like, for instance, back in the days we couldn't use scenes or takes like that and we had to shoot it again. Right now we don't have to do it. And that had a huge impact for us as a daily show producer, because we could save time in the studio and save time on set, but on the other side we could generate the same amount or sometimes much more content than before. And I would like to show you another slide, which is, I love this picture. I like it really much because this is a picture where we generated 1,000 minutes TV content in only 6 weeks. With only the reframing option, we really optimized. So, and as you can see in this picture, every sticker indicates one CFast or SD card from the studio or from the set. So we had to shoot really a huge amount in these 6 weeks, but we had to generate much more content in the Premiere Pro timeline. And the reframing helped us to reach the goal for this. And I'm really proud of this picture and this workflow. And it's today we are still in the process of the 4 seasons of this show, so we always improved it, but that's a really great picture and I like it. The third point of Proxy workflow is one of my favorite, the collaboration point. So with all these great experiences we made, we thought about, okay, how can we do a really great and reliable collaboration workflow? And we had the requirements last year that we had to do a show over our 2 locations with the post-production. So our main location is based in Potsdam, but we have another big location in Cologne. So we thought about another great collaboration workflow when we said, okay, we only have to sync the proxy files from Potsdam to Cologne. So we're talking about a distance over 500 kilometers or 340 miles, but we only had to sync the proxy files, and I'm talking about 30 till 60 gigabytes of proxies per day, but that's not a huge amount of proxies we had to sync. And by the way, we have a 10 gigabyte dark fiber channel connection between UFA Potsdam and UFA Cologne, so we synced these proxies in a really less time, but that gives us the ability to have a collaborative workflow over a huge distance and over our 2 main locations. And back in the days when we wanted to have some creative people, creative editors from Cologne, we had to fly in them to Potsdam. We had hotel costs and stuff like that. But right now we don't have it anymore, and it works perfectly for us. And based on all these 3 great experiences we made, with the easy handling, with the great collaboration and the reframing, we thought about, okay, what could be the next improvement? Then we're talking about team projects at UFA. I love team projects. So we knew at that time we can easily share our proxy files from Potsdam to Cologne. But right now we wanted more. We want easily sharing of the project files. So what did we do? We implemented team projects. So right now we had much more flexibility. We knew the syncing of the proxies, that's no question anymore, that works. But right now, we have a great sharing of the project. So that gives us another great advantages for our workflow. Right now, for instance, we can provide new footage to our editors in the same project he's working on it. So we don't interrupt the creative process of the editor, by providing him with new footage. And that's really great. And on the other side, the editor don't have to leave his application. He don't have to reopen another project for importing some other stuff like that. The only thing he has to do is to update his project and has his new footage on it. And in the background, we're syncing all the files and we're still online. And that's really great and helped us extremely. And on the other side is we are still using tools that are provided from Adobe itself. So we need no external project asset management software or something else like that. We only need a team project and we only use it. And that's so great for us and it really works perfectly. But with all this great experience, we thought, okay, what is the next option we can do? What is the next improvement? And first I want to show it to you and then I explain it to you. So what did we do? We did this at the end. In the beginning of this year, we had new requirements. We had to do a weekly show, but now we need a new type of collaboration. So right now we are able to do the post-production and we are spread it all over Germany. And the only thing we have to do is, again, syncing the proxy files from place A to B. But right now we are able to implement an external edit client by only syncing the proxies over our own cloud to a located network assets storage, which is located at the, for instance, at the private home from the editor itself. So, and why is it possible to do that? We provide the hardware for the editor at home. So we give him the hardware like the Mac Pro, the monitors, and for instance, the Synology server systems, and it's all pre-adjusted by ourselves. So the only thing the editor has to do at home is to push the power button. Nothing more or nothing less. All the magic is happening in the background. And due to the fact that we're sharing our project over team projects, he only have to reopen his project, can do his work, and we have the same stability and reliability because he is working, I would say, on-premise with the proxy files, because we have a hybrid combination or it is a hybrid combination with this workflow. And by the way, we call it at UFA, it's the hybrided workflow because it's a hybrid editing workflow. It's no fully cloud-based solution, but it is a really great hybrid solution for us, a hybrid editing solution that helps us to provide much more flexibility and much more creativity for our editors. But on the other side, we have the same speed and the same reliability like having the whole post-production located in Potsdam, like back in the days. But right now, we are spread all over Germany and have the same reliability, and that's really great. And with all these experiences we knew with Adobe's team projects, now we are able to start rethink post-production. We can easily share our projects. That was our experiences. And we can work totally flexible. Our editors can work totally flexible. And for instance, we need totally new ways of post-production, especially for us at UFA. We have to face the challenge much more than ever. Either we have to generate more content for the same money or the same content with less money. But no matter how we look at it, it's a really huge challenge. And for that, we need totally new ways of future-proofed workflow. And that's the reason for the next headline, the future of post-production or the future of production. And first of all, I would like to tell you a really true story, because we at UFA, we said at the beginning of this year that our trainees at UFA get their own place where they can do all the editing stuff. And we did our normal stuff. We set up a place with a Mac Pro or iMac Pro with 3 monitors. 2 monitors for the Premiere Pro windows, and the third monitor was a single preview monitor. That's our normal setup we always have. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, right now. So, and everything was okay. So our trainee came into the room and screamed, "Oh my God!" And I was totally confused at the time. And I said, "Okay, how can I help you?" And she said, "What should I do with 3 monitors?" And now I was totally confused, and I asked her, I don't have this question. I heard this question for the first time. So it's our normal setup, and you need 3 monitors to do our work. That's our normal setup. You need the preview monitor and stuff like that. And I tried to convince her using this setup. So she said, okay, I will try it out. After a few hours later, I was curious to see, okay, how she's working. I came into her room and I directly saw the third monitor was black. She really plugged the cable out of the monitor. So I asked her, so why are you working only with 2 monitors? And she said she was overwhelmed working with 3 monitors because she was 22. And she said when she started doing editing, she started with a laptop. And in some cases, she only had a second monitor, but that was the only luxury of hardware she knows and she had. So that changed my view of the future of post-production extremely, because I recognized there's a totally new generation out there. I mean, they grew up with all this fancy stuff like smartphones, tablets, cloud solutions, whatever is out there. For me, it's all the gadget stuff, but they grew up with that, and that's the normal thing they want to use. So for them, it's no problem starting with a tablet to do their editing and then going on a laptop and do all the high-class editing stuff. So at that time, I knew, okay, we have to rethink the way of post-production at UFA extremely. We have to starting from scratch extremely, like a blank piece of paper, and we have to draw the future of post-production, or especially the future of production, because we asked ourselves at UFA, what do we actually want if we're talking about a future-based workflow? And when I'm talking about the future of post-production, I want to start at the really beginning of that. So that means what I want to have is, I want to have a direct upload from the camera into the cloud. So we have to start at this. This is the reason why we can't talk only of the topic future of post-production. We have to talk about the future of production. So that's the really point for us at UFA. And the other topics are future or cloud-based proxy encoding, cloud-based proxy editing, cloud-based delivery to the TV station, cloud-based archiving, and all the other stuff. There are so many attributes you can use to describe the future of production, but we need it so extremely, because this new generation who is growing up, they are so flexible to handle all this kind of stuff, and you have to give them the freedom to be so flexible, to use any hardware they want to use and stuff like that, to be creative as they want it to be. And I would like to show you our future post-production or production workflow, but I can't do it right now. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, I'm pretty sure I can show it to you. But right now, it's only an idea we have. But what I do know is that Adobe will help us again to be future-proofed for the next upcoming years with their new upcoming tools. And the reason for that is we have to be much more flexible, much more creative, and much more competitive for the future. But I'm pretty sure that with Adobe will help us, and I'm really curious to see how we actually gonna do this. But what I do know and what I wanted to say to you is Adobe gave us already the tools with their proxy workflow and their team projects to even start thinking about new ways of post-production, especially for us as a daily show producer. And yeah, I'm at the end. Thanks for your listening.